الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My dear respected brothers and sisters, in yesterday's lesson we were looking at the question as in regards to how does a person fulfill the kafara. Remember that the kafara becomes wajib upon a person when he breaks the fasts in the month of Ramadan without any valid reason. So now, so that person must keep qada and he must keep kafara. Now, how does one keep kafara? We said that the first option is to free a slave, but we live in a day and age that is no longer possible. So after freeing a slave, if that option is not possible, then you must fast for 60 consecutive days. You must fast for 60 consecutive days. No, there should be no days miss in between. So we should make sure that when we keep the kafara, we don't keep it when there are haram days, when there are days in which fasting is haram, such as the month of Dhul Hijjah. So the 60 days should be such that there are no days in which fasting is haram. So this is the second option, to fast for 60 consecutive days. And only if a person is unable to fast for 60 consecutive days, if a person doesn't have the taqat, the capability, only then he can feed 60 masakin. Only then he can feed 60 masakin, or he can feed one miskin for 60 days, or even two masakin for 30 days, or three masakin for 20 days, and so on. So you can either feed 60 masakin, 2 meals, or you can feed one miskin, 2 meals a day for 60 days. Okay, so this was how one will fulfill the kafara. Okay, and if a person is unable to feed the miskin, then there is no issue. He can give each miskin 1 sa', which is approximately 1.92 kg of wheat, or its value, which is 3 to 5 pound. He can give each miskin half a sa' of wheat, or 3 to 5 pound. And if he can't give it to the miskin directly himself, then he can give it in sadaqah with the intention of fulfilling his kafara. And remember, we said that the fasts of Ramadan, there is no kafara for anything else. Now, in today's question, what will not fulfill the kafara? What things will not fulfill the kafara? Now, for example, we mentioned how if you decide to give one miskin, one poor person, the food, 2 meals a day, or the value of half a sa' of wheat, if you decide to give it to one miskin, then you must do it for 60 days. It needs to be done on 60 occasions. Now, if the one poor person is given the whole value of the kafara, so we said that on each day he needs to give half a sa'. So on each day, if he gives half a sa', then after the 60 days, it will equate to 30 sa'. But instead of this, if he gives the value of the whole kafara, which is 30 sa', which equals roughly just over 115 kg of wheat. So if he gives the whole value, if he gives 115 kg of wheat, or its price at once, in one go, so in a sense, it's like a shortcut. Instead of doing it on 60 occasions, instead of doing it for 60 days, he decides to do it in one shot, in one go. Will the kafara be fulfilled? No, this will not fulfill the kafara. This will be invalid. Rather, this will actually count as him giving it to the one miskin on one occasion. So if he's thinking that he's actually fulfilling the 60 days of kafara, in one go, but this will not happen. Rather, it's as though he has just given and the miskin on one occasion. So he still needs to give that one miskin on 59 occasions, on for another 59 days. So giving it in one go, giving the value of 30 sa, which is 115, roughly 115 kg of wheat, giving it in one go, this will not be sufficient for the kafara. The kafara will be invalid. And even if you feed a poor person less than what is the required amount, so which we said was 1.92 kg of wheat, which is roughly half a sa', which is the exact figure, which is roughly 1.92 kg of wheat. If a person with the intention of fulfilling his kafara, he gives less than that, he gives less than half a sa' of wheat to a miskin, then this will not fulfill one of the days. This will not fulfill one of the days for the kafara. He must still do it. He must still do it on a new 60. He must still do it for another 60 occasions. Remember, in order to fulfill one of the days out of the 60 days for the kafara, and the minimum that must be given is 1.92 kg of wheat, or to be exact, half a sa' of wheat, half a sa'. And obviously this equates to either £3 or £5. So this is the minimum. And remember, you cannot give it in one go. If you decide to go for that shortcut and think, let me give all 60 days kafara to one miskin rather than giving it him for 60 days, let me just give him all to him to fulfill my kafara, the kafara will not be accepted, and this will not be valid for the kafara to be fulfilled. Now, the second question, can a person give one kafara on behalf of 2 Ramadans? Now, what this question means is, we know that kafara comes when you break the fasts of Ramadan. So, for example, in the year 2018, in the Ramadan of the year 2018, if a person broke 5 fasts, or he broke 7 fasts, or he even broke 10 fasts, let's 10. A person broke 10 fasts in the Ramadan 2018, then one kafara will be wajib upon him. He needs to fulfill that one kafara. And how does he fulfill the kafara? We mentioned before, we mentioned previously. He will need to give one kafara. Now, if he's got qada of 2 Ramadans, so now let's say he's got 5 qada in the 2018, and he's got 5 qada in the Ramadan of 2019. So this also makes up 10 fasts. This also makes up 10 fasts like the previous scenario. But because the fasts which he broke for no valid reason, because they are from 2 different Ramadans, now this person must give 2 kafaras. Giving one kafara will not suffice for the qada fasts of both the Ramadans. The kafara will only suffice the qada fasts of one Ramadan. So when a person has he has 2 qada fasts from 2 different Ramadans, then he must make 2 kafaras. So 2 kafaras. So for example, you just need to double what we previously 16 days, will fast 20 consecutive days. Instead of fasting for obviously you can fast for the 60 and then you can take a break, and then you can fast for the other 60 later. But remember, the 60 needs to be consecutive. Or you can, instead of feeding 60 masakin to fulfill the 2 kafaras, you will feed 120 masakin. But remember, this option of feeding the masakin only comes when you do not have the ability, the capability to fast for 2 consecutive months. Now, we must remember that this is very important. Do not think that because how come the case is different? Like if I've got 10 miss qada in one Ramadan, why isn't that the same as having 5 miss qada in one Ramadan and 5 miss in the other Ramadan? It's because of the 2 different Ramadans. Each Ramadan has its own kafara. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good understanding of this, and inshallah, if hopefully the need doesn't have the it doesn't happen that we bring kafara wajib upon ourselves, that we don't break our fast for any valid reason. But if the case happens that we need to fulfill the kafara, then we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to fulfill it to the best, and give us the tawfiq to understand these masal in regards to the kafara. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.